Family, today I'm going to give a full breakdown on Boundless from Amouage. Now, you're going to see that as I'm breaking down these notes, they all work together. And it's funny because when I first smelt this fragrance, I thought it had a piece of Fate Man in it. It brought that wet tobacco note. But when you actually sit down and study everything, I came to find out that that's not the truth. It has different parts and very interesting fragrance. So let's get on with the show, guys. Let me show you the bottle in the presentation. This is the bottle, guys. Right here is the box. Let me just show you something real quick. There are the notes. You see all that says oil, CO2. This is all different type of notes in the fragrance, which I feel make the fragrance different, gives it more characteristics. And to be honest, it's a really great fragrance. Just to get it out the way, I get really good performance. I get a good 10 hours on skin. But I would say it is not beast mode in projection. Longevity, you're going to get 10 hours. Projection is going to maintain a good scent bubble. People are going to smell you because it's going to have great sillage. But it's a great scent bubble. It's not like the Blue Beast, let's say, from Amouage. This is long-lasting, moderate projection. So, nice scent bubble. You know what I'm saying, guys? And let me just show you the bottle. Now, guys, I'm going to break down some notes. This is how I do. So, look, guys, the blood orange oil in here is going to have a grapefruit, orange peel, lemon peel, and mandarin in it. So when you first spray it, you're going to get these citruses booming at you. Then it has something called cardamom oil. Now, this cardamom, sorry guys, the oil is going to reflect bourbon vanilla and cake batter. So as you can see, Amouage is aiming for a gourmand fragrance. Now, this has ginger CO2. So this extract is very rich, deep, warm, and spicy, and more dense and complex than regular ginger, than distilled ginger. Sorry. Now you're gonna have something called Elemi, Absolute, and oil. Now this smells fresh, very it's like a very terpencil. It's gonna have like a shaving effect, like a pencil shaving effect. Spicy peppers with citrus note, but it's not citrus. Notes reminiscent of a lemon with a wood balsamic background note. So remember how I said lemon peel with the blood orange? Again, in the Elamine Absolute and oil, you're going to have that lemon with a wood balsamic background note. So you're going to see how it's peppery. You're going to have some lemon. The cardamom has a bourbon vanilla and a cake batter. And it gets more interesting, this composition, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. So the frankincense, Absolute, and oil is a gum resin. It's outstandingly rich, warm, stickily resinous with the fresh lemon fruity top note. See what I'm saying? That's why I keep pointing out the lemon, because you're going to get this burst of lemon in the composition coming through. Now, yes, it's going to be, covered up with some grapefruit, some mandarin, and you're going to have that vanilla, the cake batter. The ginger here is rich, warm, spicy. So spicy means like spicy notes. You're going to get peppers and stuff. The Elamine brings pencil shavings. It smells fresh. It's spicy and peppery, right? And it has a lemon, woody balsamic back note. Now, this is where this note is very important to me in this fragrance. It's called myrrh resinoid. So what you're gonna get is a very dark reddish, orange brown, intense, bitter. It can either go licorice or it goes rubber. And here it goes rubber. And that's where I made the mistake that I thought it was a wet tobacco. Now, guys, when I say rubber, one second, hold on. Back. When I say rubber, what happens is this is what I'm assuming. You're gonna smell a cumin note, and cumin is a body odor. But in this composition, there is no cumin note. There are spices, there are a lot of resins, but it's the rubber note in the myrrh resinoids that give it that Amouage feel. Like, okay, Amouage is here. It didn't go strictly gourmand with no dark edges, no boundaries that are going to be crossed. They did cross boundaries here. And that rubber note's gonna balance off all the sweetness, all the fruitiness, the lemon, and it's gonna kick in and stay there. Now, when you smell it up close, you're gonna be like, but in the air, I promise you, this smells very good, very inviting, very pleasing smell. Because you think it's here, you're gonna think it's a cumin note, but from what I get, it's a rubber note. But in the air, what it does is it holds back all the sweetness. It brings some style and ruggedness to this fragrance, which is needed to be an Amouage. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Now, the vetiver oil in this fragrance is going to be citrus, musk, and earthiness. So, on the second half of this fragrance, what's going to happen is you're going to stay with the rubber, that rubber note, which is going to balance out the fragrance, keep it on the edge. But then the oil, the vetiver oil, is going to be a citrus, musk, and an earthiness. So now what's going to happen is once the rubber starts to die down, a patchouli is going to start to take over. So let's get into the next couple of notes. After the vetiver oil, you have patchouli oil. And this patchouli oil is a mix of earthy, woody, sweet, and musky scent. Patchouli oil is quite strong and slightly sweet and spicy. So you're going to carry this sweetness, the spiciness. So you're going to, throughout the life of this fragrance, you're going to get like spicy notes, and you're gonna think it's a cumin note, like I said, guys, but it's that rubber, and now the patchouli will start taking over. Now, the next thing you have here is Gaiac wood oil. It is a dry, woody, and smoky rose or sweet aroma. What I get is a smoky rose here, guys. It's dry, it's woody, and it has a smoky rose. You would think you would go sweet with the composition, but there's something in here, that has to carry the fragrance, and that smoky rose, again, is going to help with the rubber note. It's going to go in there and change certain things, keep it a little dirty and rugged. Now, you have something in here called papyrus oil. Now, this is an aromatic or woody, a little dry, earthy, and spicy. Now, in this fragrance, it's going to be aromatic instead of woody. It's dry, it's earthy, and again, spicy. And the earthiness is like that patchouli, right, with the earthiness. But it's aromatic, this fragrance. What I've learned is when I've worn it, it's something that, like I said, people are going to smell you and they like the way you smell. I'm not saying this is Hall of Fame panty dropper, okay, guys? But it is a very inviting, and when they smell it, they're pleased with this smell. Very aromatic fragrance. Now, you have something called benzoin resinoid. Has a rich, intensely sweet, warm, powdery, balsamic, vanilla-like aroma. Now, the one thing you are going to get is this vanilla throughout the whole fragrance. And as you saw at the beginning, the cardamom oil has vanilla and cake batter. Now, the benzoin gives you a vanilla-like aroma. So it pushes every step of the way, you're going to get vanilla. And then Here's the magic trick. You're going to get vanilla, bourbon, absolute, and CO2. Now, this is very different than regular vanilla. This is supposed to be like the best vanilla you can possibly get. It's a creamy vanilla. Sorry guys, honey maple. Sorry, it's a creamy vanilla, honey maple, and rich bourbon notes, spiked with sugarcane, white cacao, and tonka bean. So this vanilla bourbon, it is a kiss in the heavens. Extremely good. Gives life, gives density, gives the fragrance what you're looking for in a gourmand. But again, now the patchouli's taking over, so you're going to get that ruggedness from the patchouli, but let's keep going. Now, the cacao absolute in this fragrance is extracted from the cacao bean, used for its rich, dark chocolate aroma. Now, what I would say here is, instead of it being, let's say, like a chocolate cake with the patchouli, it's blended in really well to mask the rubber note as it dries, right? These notes here are going to start blending in that rubber note really, really well. And then the patchouli is going to have a little bit of a dirtiness to it, but then again, it's going to be with the facets of this cacao. And the next thing coming up with tobacco absolute. It's a warm, that's the next note, guys, tobacco absolute. It's a warm, masculine, rich, inducing and a faint, inducing a faint caramel and tonka bean sweetness. So this tobacco, it's warm, it's masculine, it is rich, but it's also, this richness is bringing characteristics of caramel and tonka bean. Okay, guys? So the tobacco, when it starts to, get to the very end of the fragrance, and this tobacco just coming out of it, it has this dirtiness, but it never gets ugly because it has so many things in here that are gourmandish, right? Like it has cacao. This tobacco has hints of caramel and tonka bean. And for the final part of this fragrance, you're going to have something called Oak Moss Absolute. This is earthy and woody, sensual, with hints of musk and amber, and there's a touch of a damp forest to this material too. And this is what I mean. This is why this fragrance stays on the edge, because you're going to get this gourmand facet, but then towards the end, when the rubber is all blended in perfectly with all of these other notes, these other gourmand notes of vanilla, chocolate, the spices are on top, what happens is you're going to get this earthiness, this kind of a dirty earthiness, which plays beautiful in the fragrance, because in the air, it has so much things going for it. Remember, you got like caramel in this fragrance. You got a cacao. You have vanilla, and this vanilla is very strong. So, and the tobacco is also leaning with the caramel and tonka bean. So you need this earthiness, this dirtiness to keep it in the air. Very, amouage, very complex in the sense of that it's not just a straightforward gourmand, right? They took edges, it's a little bit off the beaten path of a normal gourmand. And I would say, this is a great gourmand. I give this a 10 out of 10. Now, I rank things different, guys. My scale goes to a 12.5. But a 10 means that this is that women find this very approachable. And when I wore this, that's what they were telling me. My family was telling me that I smelled really good, really approachable. I wore it for Christmas. So, it was a perfect Christmas Day type of fragrance. Or was it Thanksgiving? I'm not quite sure. But I wore this fragrance and it just worked well that day, And what I get, like I said, in this fragrance, you're going to get vanilla, tobacco, and a dirtiness. Now, This dirtiness is not only, you only get it when you're here. In the air, it's a vanilla tobacco alluring scent. It is not dirty. It is not off-putting at any point. But the characteristics in here, when you smell it in the air, like I said, it's pleasant and it's not over sugary, you know? Those little things in it that keep it, you know, not going 100% gourmand, stabilizes this fragrance, guys. Now, I hope you liked today's review on the fragrance Boundless from the House of Amouage. It's a fingerprint magnet, huh, guys? It's a fingerprint magnet. Jesus Christ. There you go. A little better now. Family, you know how we do here. We praise to the Most High. We stay fly. Health is wealth. Man Cologne channel. And I'm out of here. Peace.